style that spans genres. What if you
Right.
had to make up a name for the Jake One genre? What would your genre be?
Sounds expensive.
Sounds expensive. I like that. I like that. Sounds expensive is a genre that only you make.
I mean, because I'm not taking the easy way.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some unique and particular, and you either like it or you don't.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that.
Everybody can't have it.
Yeah, it's the Almanac of Rap show. I got opinions and they all factual. No news, just information that you won't be able to use unless you're at a dinner party trying to impress who's in attendance with endless tidbits of nonsense. We're gonna have a good time, I promise. YouTube rabbit holes, ready deep dives, pulling out old interviews from the archives. Styles, fads, trends, all of that. It's the Almanac of Rap.
Welcome to the Almanac of Rap, the NPR type beat of podcasts. I'm your host, Donwill, and today's guest is Jake One. Jake is a certified Seattle legend whose production discography is packed with enough names to fill a festival lineup. His resume includes Rakim, Freddie Gibbs, Freeway, Chloe and Halle, J. Cole, Mayor Hawthorne, John Cena, MF Doom, Lil Uzi Vert, Fun, and many more. The list is extensive. In this conversation, we cover his journey through music, his production process, and the type beats phenomenon. We'll get into that in a second, but first, I gotta kick the ballistics. Some of you are probably wondering what type beats are. Like, what type of beat is a type beat? Are they beats that you make from typing into a keyboard? Is it a genre exclusive to admin assistants? That was a terrible joke. In short, type beats are instrumentals made to emulate the style of a famous or name brand producer. They're an easy way for up-and-coming producers to showcase their ability to make a particular sound, and for artists to find beats that match the vibe of a producer with a bigger name. So these are basically like dupes. Yeah, exactly. Or like celebrity knockoff knocks, because the beat knocks. Or better yet, Canal Street beats. Anyway, type beat is used as a search term, and is often coupled with the name of the artist or genre that is mimicking. It's a trend that's been around for a while now, and one of the most famous examples is Old Town Road by Lil Nas X.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
I got the horses in the bag.
You've absolutely heard this song before. Before it skyrocketed up the charts, the instrumental for the viral mega hit was posted on the website BeatStars under the name Future Type Beat. The producer, who was relatively unknown at the time, is a Dutch cat named Young Keo. He listed the beat on the site for $30. And if you fast forward to now, he signed a Universal Music Publishing Group, making way more than $30 per beat. BeatStars is a production marketplace for buying, selling, and leasing beats. The type beats trend continues to this day. And these, go on, say it, celebrity knockoff knocks, you're welcome, I told you it was a good joke, have become fully integrated into the songwriting ecosystem. And now that we've got the type beats talk out the way, let's talk to Jake One about his process and give him a chance to judge some Jake One type beats. Listen, man, your discography, I was in prepping for the interview. I'm just like going through Wikipedia. I mean, I'm going to rattle off a few names. There's no way I can rattle off the names, but I mean, you go from 50 Cent to Snoop to MF Doom to Brother Ali to Fun to John Cena to Chloe and Halle to Brent Faiyaz. I mean, it's a journey. It's a wild ride.
Yeah.
And my question to you is, as a producer, is there a genre of music that you haven't worked in yet that you want to try?
I don't know about want to try.
Okay.
I definitely haven't done like country or nothing, though. There was, interesting enough, I met some dude that was like a producer of like, they call it young country, I guess, whatever that was. This is probably like 7-8 years ago.
The hip hop inspired country stuff.
Yeah. And the only reason why I found out about this is that they did an article in the New York Times that he mentioned he was using my drum kits. And I was like, whoa. But yeah, I never really, I mean, it's funny. Like, I probably do like everything on some level except country. I mean,
yeah,
I think I pretty much tried to do everything I wanted at this point.
So that kind of invalidates my next question, which was, is there a genre of music that you won't make and why not? Which, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I would assume that, you know, as an artist, you're game to do whatever feels good. You know what I'm saying? And as long as it's not like, oh, this shit's whack, you're not into it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what I've done the whole time, is just try to do what I like and then find a place for it that works.
Yeah.
As things work, then I lean more that way. Like, at one point I was like, man, maybe I'm not the dude programming drums anymore. I only make music. And then I had that run with that stuff. And then I started making beats again. I'm like, nah, I could do the whole beat again myself. What do I need these guys for?
Yeah.
It's just constant different kind of challenge. And I do enjoy just doing stuff that doesn't make sense, like with who I am and what you would think of, like, you know, the guy that had the JanSport on tight. Like, there's a couple of things I had in my career. I was like, how was I even part of that? Like, how am I in the studio with Playboy Cardi? I don't even understand this. You know what I mean? Like, but at least I was smart enough to get out the way. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I was in there like, man, you're ahead of the beat though. Can we drag you back? Like, nah, I didn't do that. I was just like, this is puzzling, but clearly he's got something.
Yeah, you know, it's youth culture. You got to let them cook how they cook. I mean, if I come to your house and you're making a meal that I wouldn't personally eat, rock on, by all means.
Right. And I think I'm 47 years old. So like, I've really been doing this a long time, like more than I haven't been.
Yeah.
For sure. Like 2/3 of my life. And like, I kind of don't know what it's like to not do it. But I also think back to when I was a kid and like all the real musicians just hated us. You know, even the guys at the record stores, everybody hated us. Like, hip hop was not respected on any level.
Not at all.
I think it's hard to like get that perspective unless you were there to understand the fury just older people had. And it wasn't just older white people. It was everybody that was old. It was like, get this bullshit out of my face. Like,
what is this boom bap? It literally incest everybody. My parents hated it.
Right.
My dad, my record collection was not allowed to touch his record collection. Put that shit over there.
And it's funny, when I listen now, I'm like, all right, they might have had a point, but that was our drums and noise. So like, I try to look at what the youngins are doing in the same way, where like, who am I to speak on it? You know what I mean? It's not for me.
Yeah, it's an age thing. But going back to brass tacks, like, I'm just trying to understand the sheer volume. Like, how many beats are you making a month or a year?
Man.
And I know some of the stuff is just exploration and play and figuring out what you're doing.
Yeah. You know, it depends. Like, I would say once Tuxedo started and we started touring, that definitely slowed me down a bit for a while. But then I had to figure out how to work on the computer better. And then that kind of spurned a whole different style from that. But I mean, I'm definitely not making multiple beats in a day or nothing like that. Like,
okay.
Especially at this stage, I'm just kind of like, when I feel like doing it, I do it. If I don't, then I'm not going to make beats. Like, it just,
yeah,
you know, it'll come.
You're living life, and like life inspires you in certain ways. And sometimes you have to, you have to respect life and respond to life. Like in your 20s, maybe, yeah, you could just sit in the basement all day and make some shit. And now you kind of have to go be present for your family.
Well, I think when you're young too, it's just like the shit is just so exciting. Like, I remember being like 16, 15, getting my first equipment and going and stealing my dad's records. Like, I did that. Like, there was nothing I wanted to do besides that.
Yep.
And I wasn't even with the goal of like necessarily making it in music. That wasn't even something I really knew was out there for us at that time. So it has to start from that place, you know, and then I feel like the older you get, you're just always trying to find that place. And that comes in so many different ways, you know, like anything to make it feel like it's not a job, it's not mundane, it's not the same thing I mean, I feel like I've made the same beat thousands of times at this point, you know, so like that's the real challenge the longer you do it. And then, you know, once you start having success, competing with your success is really hard. That's like a real mind.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, well, I know how I felt when this one came out and it doesn't feel like that for this. I need that again. And you're always trying to outdo yourself. And that's when you start feeling that pressure, you know, like then it's, you know, I remember Dre said this somewhere where he was like, I mean, it's cool if you made one, but, you know, what about the next 10? And, you know, at a certain point, that's where I started taking pride in, like, man, I'm still here somehow. Like, I don't even understand it sometimes.
So Would you say that the John Cena beat is your biggest one still to date? Or like, what's the most recognizable one at this point that you would say is the most universally popular?
I think it just depends on like the era of people. Your under 30s would totally have a different answer for that. Though they love the John Cena too. The over 40s will tell me it's the De La one. So it's like, I feel like I've had ones in different eras of my career. But yeah, the John Cena thing is just something nobody could have predicted that would still be going to this day. I mean, I heard it on TV yesterday. Or, you know, my daughter, that's the one that she's even like, she thinks is cool because it just impacts her world of like, she sees a meme of some kid getting smacked in the face and somebody yelling John Cena. Like that happens every day. Like, and they sing the horn thing, you know? So yeah, I'd definitely probably say that one is just the most mainstream of just entering your regular life. We call it, when you hear your song and you're not listening to it, they call it, you know, you hear it in the wild.
Yeah. Hearing it in the wild. Yep.
Like I was in LA a couple weeks ago in Silver Lake, and I went outside and I heard this G Herbo song, and I was like, I never heard that anywhere before. That's strange. So like, you know, you just never know, you know.
But so like, of all the work you've done, years and years of work, you've never added a producer tag to your beats, and you don't have the Easter egg 4-count intro like Pharrell. Like, what was the decision to not do that?
I had this one little sound effect that I put on certain records, and it kind of almost was like a good luck charm for a minute. Like it's on Wale Matrimony.
YouTube will not let us use this audio. YouTube will not let us use this audio. YouTube will not let us use.
It's on a couple of Rick Ross songs. It's on the most recent one I used it on was J. Cole, My Life with 21, which was weird because I hadn't used it for years, and for some reason I put it in that beat, and then that ended up being the biggest song I ever made.
YouTube will not let us use this audio. YouTube will not let us use this audio. YouTube will not let us use this audio.
You know, I have a Drop the Doom says my name on from one of my songs that I use every once in a while, but it's not just like, I feel like dudes that do that's like when they pull up a template to make a beat, that's just in the template.
Yeah.
And I don't really move that way. I do feel like when I put a drop in there, maybe I like the beat more or something. I don't know. There's definitely some sort of science to it.
Make no mistake, son, it's Jake one. He makes beats well like I likes my steaks done.
Have you seen this trend of people speed running beats?
Oh, where they just click like on the piano roll and it's like, yo, I made this beat in 2 minutes or whatever.
Basically, long story short, I'm gonna try to summarize it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, a YouTuber remade Soulja Boy Cranked Out in like a minute. And he told people like, I'm just doing this for fun. Don't try to challenge me on this. I'm not going to answer the responses.
Right.
And naturally, the whole internet challenged him and people started speed running it. So
right.
The fastest speed run he's got now, it's like the combination of gaming and production.
Yeah.
Is 19 seconds. He's remade this beat in 19 seconds.
All right. That's pretty fire, but dangerous at the same time, right?
It's a lot of setting up sounds and like
it's all in there already, right? So like,
yeah.
I ran into this the first time I started working with Southside from 808 Mafia. He calls me Big Bro, so I guess that's my little homie Southside. He's feel like a lot of producers big homie of the sound. He would get in there and like it just would be crazy how fast he can make a beat to me. But it's that piano roll. They kind of have their things that they do. And they have their sound set up. A couple times he would just click. I mean, it would really be like he wouldn't be playing the beat out loud. He would click. He would put my loop in, and then he would hit play. And I'm like, oh shit.
Peel you off a couple bands, girl. I hate it, go. Then looking like the baddest bitch.
That's one. We know that's gonna, you know, and it's just so like anti what I come from. I mean, it took us like days to make something loop back in the day, right? Like just the difficulty of like making one thing loop with another was like a science project.
Right.
And I think it's cool. Like take all these new things and exploit them. Like sampling is exploitive in its own self. Like we didn't have to play instruments no more. So why wouldn't the youth do it the way they do it? I do think, well, my generation of guys has a different ear because we had to get to it from a different place. Which is good and bad, you know.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a conversation between art and technology.
Well, and it's to me, it's a lot like the way the FruityLoops works and some of these computer-based programs. It's gaming.
Yep.
It's like playing Tetris or some shit. I mean, that's how they look at making beats. And you can't argue with the results. I mean, I'm sure all the records you hear on the radio that are impacting are made on one of those kind of programs.
Yeah.
I hate that I get somehow this is on my, I almost said MySpace, goddamn.
For you page, the Explorer page or whatever?
Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I getting sent all these dudes making whack beats on SP1200? I don't care what you're using. Like, since you got 4 million boards and, like 7 jazz samples and, it sounds like a Bad Mob Deep beat. Like, I'm cool. I don't want that. You know what I mean? So, like, it's crazy that, like, there's this, like, very, like, battle on, like, these sounds are real and these are not. And this is analog and this is, it's like, it's all the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all samplers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there is a certain sound you get from different machines, but one is not necessarily better than the other. It's all on the user.
Another topic I want to talk to you about is the type beats phenomena.
Kind of into type beats, not gonna lie. I'm interested in it. I'm not a hater of it. Like, I mean, I feel honored in a way, if that makes sense.
That's dope because the Jake One style is, again, you go from artist to artist, almost like subgenre to subgenre very easily. So you have a really hard to pin down kind of style. There's not like a signature Jake One style.
Right.
But you do have a bunch of people making Jake One type beats on YouTube.
Right.
Prior to this interview, I lined up 3 of them for you and sent them over to you. And I wanted to get your opinion on each one. I can't play them for you live, but I'm going to add them in post.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the name of all 3, and I want you to give me like a little commentary on it.
Yeah.
The first one is a J. Cole and Jake One type beat by Jelly Beats.
Girl, I know I was
Okay, yeah. This one I did not like. This was there's like sometimes I would get like somebody being like, yo, man, you're my favorite producer, man. You inspired this one. And they play you one, it's just you don't like it at all. Like, I'm like, damn, am I just weak like that? Like, damn, that hurt. I wouldn't go that far on this one, but I mean, I guess I kind of see what he was trying to do, but nah, I didn't really like that one.
Is there a decision that he made that you absolutely would not have made that stands out?
I mean, I feel like and here's the weird part of it is I sell my drum kit. So like people got some of the tools, right? You got samples, you got some of my drums.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to do it, you probably could kind of do it. It's just not the way I would have programmed it. You know what I mean? Like just in general, like I probably wouldn't have chosen those sounds.
Okay.
It's not terrible, but it's not good.
If it didn't say Jake One type beat, it would be better. The next one is the Freddie Gibbs Jake One type beat produced by, I think his name is produced by Natch.
This one it's kind of weird because I only did maybe 1 or 2 songs ever for Freddie Gibbs, so I don't really think of like I have a defined thing I've done for him. Like J. Cole, I've done a bunch of records for, so I kind of get that one.
Yeah.
This one was all right. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't offensive. There are some offensive ones that I kind of enjoy.
So wait, I gotta ask this before I move to the last one. Are you a fan of like bad stuff? Like music that people have made.
I always tell people that I want it to either be really good or really bad.
That's my shit. Like the middle ground is the most offensive place to be in. I want to love it or hate it. Right. I want a strong emotion.
There was a time I was collecting demos that people would give me, or like a guy in the Safeway parking lot at a CDR.
Yeah.
There's some that made the Hall of Fame for me that I still listen to. They're like, they're just comedy to me. Like,
yeah.
It might not be like the worst, as far as what they're performing or singing, but it's just something something in the lyrics that just had me laughing. My number one of all time is this old man that came to Vitamin Studio in probably like 2004. And he recorded this song that was, and one of the little homies did the beat on the Triton or motif. And it was kind of like a Philly International inspired song.
Yeah.
And a homie clearly had written, this is a song he'd been ready to do for a long time. And it was just absolutely the worst shit ever. It was so bad that his daughter, who went to school with one of the kids of the studio, wouldn't let him come to the studio no more because we just had so many jokes.
Wow.
And, on occasion, if I'm DJing and I'm trying to close it down, I'll play that song just to get people up out of there.
It's beautiful that the song is still getting play. It's getting airplay, just for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. OG Smokey, Do You Want to Make Love? That was the song. It was called Donwill.
Yo, you got to send this to me, please.
I'm going to find it and send it to you because it is absolutely common.
Oh, man. South by Southwest was absolutely where you would rack up on weird music.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I think it's harder now because, a link is a link. And also just like the barrier for people to make shit is just so minimal at this point that we can just find horrible shit all day. But like,
yep.
When a dude paid money to go to a studio and still made something that was just absolutely dreadful, like, it showed a little dedication.
You had to have initiative to be bad. It was not like, I'm just going to turn on my MacBook and make some shit.
Right, that's not the same.
All right, and so the last Jake One type beat that we have on the docket today is Rick Ross and Jake One type beat by So Special Beats.
Kind of like this one, man. Not gonna lie. It's a sample that I like a lot. Like, I already like the song. I never really thought to sample it, but yeah, this was actually executed pretty well. And I think, like, I probably have like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 songs with Rick Ross out there, and they kind of fit into the same thing. That was like a certain thing I was doing for him, and this is it. Like, I wouldn't say it sounded exactly like what I do, but there's definitely some of the elements for sure. Like, even the way he made the one phrase repeat, that was like something I was doing a lot in that time. So
yeah, well, I don't know how much you buy in the analytics, but based on the analytics, you rated those beats in the right order. This one is the one that has the most views. So apparently there is something to analytics. We got to give the robots their credit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Yeah.
As a bonus question, and I think you kind of answered it already, but would you be able to tell if somebody was using your drums, like one of your drum packs?
I hear it all the time, man. And there's a couple that were like kind of big songs where I was like, damn, man, I programmed that. I should have got a piece of that. You know what I mean? Like,
how does that feel, man? It's got to feel weird to like, because one, I will be forever fascinated by people like you who can hear a snare drum and be like, the meters and Sissy Strut or some shit. And you're just like, how the fuck do you know? Because I know the sound of that snare. Like, I know a couple, I can name songs with really short clips.
Right.
But when it comes to individual sounds like that, I can't do it.
I mean, this is just like something that I just felt, it's just been my passion, right? Like, this is what started me when I started making beats. That was such a crucial component. Like, listen to like Midnight Marauders, like they're used like the Brethren break like 5 times or something crazy. Like, that was essentially the drum break of the album. Some of these are just so specific, like they're just obviously that's what it is. And then I love hearing the ones where it's just like, I'm like, ooh, okay, they caught the one snare off Bohannon. That's nice. I like how they did that.
Yeah. But
then there's all the like techniques that we had to do to make those things sound right. And the difference between like an amateur and a professional even doing that. You hear like certain guys chop up a break beat and there's the air is all like abruptly cut off. And there's all this like little art to it. That's been totally lost. Nobody cares about that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I still care about it. So thank you for caring, because it's appreciated. After hearing 3 producers try to emulate you and try to like make choices you would make sonically, is it flattering to hear people make Jake One type beats? They say imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it like I did something that impacted that, people were inspired to even do that. That's cool to me. I mean, I don't really feel like dudes are on my heels in the same way where I'm like, oh man, I can't even get my own beats off, because I don't ever feel that way. But also because I'm just not married to doing one thing. Like, if I only did one thing, then yeah, that might be a problem.
Yeah.
I also didn't make none of this shit up, really. There's certain things maybe I brought to it that people weren't doing, but I didn't like have this revolutionary technique that nobody ever did before. It was like I put my own take on all these different things.
Right.
And maybe that was the thing I did that was special.
On some level, I kind of feel like the type beats producers and people who do that, they're kind of selling practice beats.
Sure. I mean, come on, we all have fake Premiere beats, and
like a lot of producers, in order to practice or get better and learn the gear they're using, they reconstruct, like reminisce over you, or like.
The crazy thing is, in the olden days, the prehistoric days, we had to actually like just do it with our ear, right? So like, I could listen to Premiere's beat and be like, that's the bouncy lady snare. I know that. this hi-hat, I don't know where that shit came from. This one, I think this is off the Heather B song. Like, I was good like that. Like, I cared that much. And, you know, anytime I'm around him, I just get on his nerves and just, just badger him to death about, like, did you get that snare from the beat nuts? I know you did. I hear the breathing on the end of it. You know, I love doing that to him. But, you know, at some point you end up coming up with your own thing, you know. And I think there was also just the runway to get to your own thing was so much longer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I got good at making beats for like 7-8 years. You know what I mean? I was at it for a long time. And then something clicked. I learned how to play a little bit, develop my own thing. But like, man, some of the early stuff I listen to is just funny to me, you know, when I listen to it. But now, dude's first beat is the first beat you make, they're putting that shit on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for everybody to hear.
You can get a drum pack from Jake One. You can get loops from Splice. You can master it on Lander. It sounds
right
like polished mediocrity in some ways. You know what I'm saying?
If everybody's using the same sounds, I mean, that's what we're going to get. You know, like if I could download Southside's 808 Mafia kit, use FruityLoops, use the same presets he uses, I could probably get to like 77% of what he does. But you still can't be him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Future ain't on your shit. So it's not special.
Yeah.
That's the part that gets left behind a lot. And then, you know, it's also like there's a lot of teaming up now, which is great. I think the more people get credit on something that they did, the better. I think the olden days, dudes would have like a dude come in and play every instrument and just be like, yeah, you ain't really do shit. So, you know, they would have like additional guitar by one dude who really made the whole beat.
Yeah.
It was a cold game, you know. Now, you see like 30 people on the credits, but they probably contributed something. And maybe only a couple of dudes didn't do nothing. This shit just is constantly evolving in that way. And that's what makes it fun, you know? Like,
yeah,
if I'm making the same exact beat that I made in 2010, I would have quit, you know? Like, it just wouldn't have been fun to me.
Shout out to the homie Jake One for stopping by the show. There's a pretty high chance that he's got a production credit on an album that you're bumping right now, but the best way to find out what he's been up to is by checking him out on Instagram under the name Jake Uno, or by dropping by snarejordan.com. And that's it for this week, but don't forget to stick around for the post credits. The Almanac of Rap is created and hosted by Donwill. Executive producers are Donwill, Aisha Sese, and Travis Harris. The show is produced by Kobe Bafor. The show's associate producers are Brianna Harris, Tiara Jackson, and Javon Stevenson. The production coordinator is Bianca Ortiz. Audience development is handled by Hassan Spruill and Ashawn McCullen. Ad ops and audio marketing strategy is handled by Fabian Mickens. The show is directed by Travis Harris. Video editing was done by Kobe Bafor. This episode of the show was written by Donwill. Art direction for the show was handled by Kaushik Kaladindi. Graphic design was done by Jefferson Harris. The show's camera operators are Travis Harris, Kobe Bafor, Trigger Bowden, and Compton Timberwolf. Compton's also our technical director and audio engineer. The show's theme music was provided by Donwill, with additional production in each episode by Von P. Donwill also doesn't really think that speaking about himself in the third person is that weird anymore, which kind of makes it pretty weird. All right, now time for the post-credits. Earlier in the conversation, Jake One talked about a song that was, in his words,
absolutely the worst shit ever.
A song that was so bad, it got the artist banned from the studio and now lives on in infamy as the dance floor clearing final song in a Jake One DJ set. And Jake was kind enough to send this song to me. So ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Do You Want to Make Love by OG Smokey.
Do you wanna make love? I can understand if you're not in the mood. But let me rub you down some hot oil, girl. Let's see if I can get you in the groove. Let me rub you up and down your spine. And your spine. Touch Touching them secret spots, girl, you'll always be mine. Do you wanna make love? Do you wanna make love? Oh,
All right. I'll see you guys next time on the Almanac of Rap.
Absolutely the worst shit ever.